Hey guys, got some good news for everybody. Decided I wanted to announce it from someplace kind of interesting. So we're here at the B.B. King Museum. Some of the other options got rained out this week. So, like to announce, Livingston lawsuit has been filed. I'll have the link to it in the description. We're going after them for, well, everything. We've got every detective who wrote up the affidavits and the warrants applications. Almost all the officers involved, except for one who looks like mostly he didn't do anything wrong. And we'll see. Discovery is going to be fun once we get all the emails, all the reports. We'll find out who lied to who. That's what a lot of this is going to be about. Is did the detectives do the most lying? Did the officers do the most lying? Did the judge do the lying? Did the DA do the lying? That's going to determine a lot where the lawsuit goes. But we're going after them for First, Second, 14th Amendment, Fourth Amendment, everything you would expect. Both for the incident at the house, where everybody in the house but one was charged with swatting ourselves because I was open carrying a handgun when I walked out to my car and back again. And for the incident at the police station and out around town. So they claimed following a cop for 2 minutes, something like that, and then watching was stalking, and going around the police station a couple times was making them fear for their lives. So if you don't know what happened as far as the criminal side of things go, what happened about a week after everything happened in Livingston back last February, 2 years ago, they filed warrants. So we're not quite sure if the officers lied to the detectives or if the detectives just made stuff up. Found out the guy who wrote the affidavit for the incident at the house was that last supervisor, well, not the detective that came by to apologize and try to smooth things over, and said that we need to be out there recording him. Yeah, he's the one who lied his ass off to get the swatting warrants written out. After everybody got arrested, took about a month to bond out Melanie and Brandon. Me and Ismail were able to bond out by making a deal with a local bondsman. It took maybe a year to get the charges dismissed for the first time, year and a half. So that was Brandon first, and then me and Ismail hired CJ Grisham to come handle the charges. That's after we had to do that because Livingston set a court date for Ismail and never told him, and didn't correctly communicate that to the bail company either. So they put out a warrant for him, and he got arrested, thrown in jail for a week before we got the judge to realize the error that had been made, and they withdrew it. So at that point, we had to hire CJ to get this stuff taken care of. So brought CJ in, and he filed really good motions to dismiss. And just like Brandon's first round, the judge threw the charges out because there's just nothing there. There was no, for the 911 swatting stuff, when I got that stuff dismissed, the DA pretty much gave up because they knew there was literally nothing there. On the felony charges, they knew they screwed up, didn't even correctly fill out any of the forms, didn't meet any of the elements for organized crime, didn't have an underlying charge, just talked about it. So they threw it out. But the DA swore that they were going to recharge us. So the judge told them if she does recharge any of us, that there would be no bond. It would be PR bond, no conditions. They weren't allowed to put a warrant out for us. They weren't allowed to arrest us. They had to give us a month or something to turn ourselves in. So it would have been felony organized crime charges plus whatever on PR bonds. Have you ever heard of that before? I don't think so. So they went after Brandon first. They added a charge of felony assault on a public official. And so they claimed that we were so scary driving around town that night that Simmons feared for his life, and was that met the definition of assault because we put him in immediate fear of great bodily harm or some damn thing. Yeah, that's just no. So Brandon's public defender put another motion to quash in, and a couple months after that, judge granted it again. That was like 3 months ago. So none of the rest of us have been recharged again after they got spanked the second time. That's ridiculous stuff. I'll go put up links to the motions. Yeah, I'll go put those in the description too. I'll go dig those up. Put the links to the motions from our side, their side, and the judge's ruling. The judge pretty much kept it simple on all this stuff, the felony charges and the misdemeanor charges. It was just straight up dismissed, quashed, thrown out. Didn't give a lot of reasoning or a long explanation. It was just the charges are so bogus that it's on its face not a legitimate charge. But they got a grand jury to charge all of us twice. Charge all of us once and then charge Brandon again a second time. That tells you how reliable the grand jury system is. So yep, February 4th, we used Mr. Grable and Grimshaw to file the lawsuit, put it in for federal court. It's 71 pages long. It's a very nice lawsuit. Very, very nice. There's some fun little tidbits in there. Pay attention to the footnotes if you want to read it. Fun little stuff like Simmons. Remember him, Licencia por favor. Uno momento. Yeah, he has 30 plus hours in his TCOL records for intermediate Spanish. I think during deposition we might ask him, so just what did that 30 credit hours do for you, Mr. Uno Momento? The one officer we haven't gone after was the second officer at the stop at the police station, because we've got audio recording for when they were talking to each other, and he actually was trying to convince Simmons to back off. So there's not, at this point, as much of a case against him, because he isn't the one that detained us, and he didn't further Simmons' actions. But we'll see if he lied in one of his reports. That might change. At this point, it seems most likely the detective who wrote up the felony charges just made shit up, and possibly didn't even talk to either of the officers and just went off with body cam and written reports. It's going to be another fun part of the lawsuit, finding all this stuff out. Who's most responsible? Who did the biggest lies? Who's most culpable? Who made the biggest oopsies? And right now, that seems to be the detectives that wrote up the affidavits are the ones that are in the biggest trouble at the moment, along with Simmons. But, we're going after all of them. We had the threats at the house from the officers there saying they're going to get Melanie evicted, that they're going to tow my car, get everybody arrested, come back with, they're going to come back, do whatever they need to. Let me think if there's anything else. I'll keep you guys updated. Pacers, where you can see motions being filed. If anything, I'm not going to be posting every little thing that comes out, but if there's a major motion or write-up, I'll send it to you guys. Post it up on my community or post a link to it. Pacers, where you can follow everything, but I know not everybody's got a subscription, so I'll go and make PDF and scribe copies of anything that's important so you guys can get access to it easy. And I guess wish us luck. We're in the Fifth Circuit. This is not going to be easy. TML is probably going to fight hand and claw over this stuff. They don't like losing to cop watchers, and it seems at this point their plan is to try to use taxpayer money to run us out of resources and time. But that's why we got Mr. Grable, and he's usually kicking their butts pretty good. But you still have to have a judge that's willing to actually follow the law. And in Texas, it can be hard. We had a decent judge who threw the cases out on their heads because they were so obviously ridiculous. But we might not get quite as good a judge when we go up to the civil courts and the federal level. So it could be a whole nother ball game. But I'll let you guys know when we find out what judge we got and when the ball's going to get rolling. Right now we got to get everybody served and everybody an option to react. I'll definitely post up when Livingston posts their response to the lawsuit. I'll definitely put that up because I fully expect it to be ridiculous and to claim that we were domestic terrorists or some damn thing trying to scare their cops to death, or God knows what defense they're going to try and come up with to cover their asses on this one. Alright, that's HBO Matt from Indianola, Mississippi, signing off.